Hey everyone, I'm Matt Harty, National Channel Manager with CNSG and AppSmart Company, and welcome to ProviderSMART. Today joining me is Kathy Mazza, our VP of Strategic Channel with 8x8. Kathy, hope you're doing well, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited, and thanks for the distance that we get to share today.
Absolutely, yeah, no, glad to have you on the show, and looking forward to learning more about 8x8, your full technology stack, and the 8x8 partner and client experience. And before we get into the 8x8 story, can you share just a little bit about your background and kind of what brought you to 8x8?
Absolutely. So, been in technology. I don't want to date myself, but over 20 years. Started when we were slinging long distance. Went to a DSL provider. Remember that when you used to do the AOL dial-up. Have just followed technology. Spent 15 years at CenturyLink via the Quest acquisition. Or Quest to CenturyLink acquisition, moved into the channel and, had an opportunity as technology was evolving and cloud seemed like a really great place to go. So, 2 years ago, I've been with 8x8 2 years. At the time, I looked at cloud and security as the options that I wanted as my next iteration in technology. Here I am at 8x8, really excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, glad to hear that. And many of our partners, they have some familiarity with 8x8, primarily around your unified communications and your collaboration tools, but maybe not necessarily the entire technology stack that you can assist with. I'm hoping you can kind of give us a little bit of the origin story around 8x8, how you've evolved around time, and then some of the types of solutions that 8x8 can provide for our partners and their clients.
No, absolutely, and I think it's a really interesting story. I mean, we've been around more than 20 years. It started, the 8x8 was the 64-bit video transmission, and it evolved into a residential hosted VoIP play, and then has now grown and a complete technology stack with enterprise. And I think the difference between 8x8 and some of our competitors, the key differentiator is that we have decided that partnerships are not the way that we want to go as it relates to the technology. So there was an executive decision many years ago that we were either going to build it in-house or we were going to acquire the technology through acquisitions, and then we were going to integrate that. So it was a seamless technology stack. And you're right, Matt. Most of our partners think about us as a unified communication platform, but what we really want to get across is that it is the full-blown contact center suite, analytics, all of the data intelligence, the omni-channel experience that you can have, and the total cost of ownership for an enterprise. You can have your internal customer support team that gets inbound calls can have that full suite. But you and I, as domestic U.S. workers, we don't need to call everywhere in the world. And so you can buy the seat license that you need for the individual user within your company. And I think that that's really a sweet spot for 8x8 is that full technology stack where we're selling combo deals. And we're seeing that more and more prevalently. And that's where we're winning together with our partner community is those combo deals. And some people think, and this is the way I thought, because I didn't, again, come from the contact center space, but you think of contact center and you kind of think of your parents' call center, like you're calling in, to Delta. That's who I fly. You call it into the Delta call center and you think of the thousands and thousands of agents. But, really every business has some form of contact center and how they route those calls. And in the old days, when you had to have a separate on-prem solution, it was really expensive. So they leveraged just routing, et cetera, and it wasn't a real contact center. Now we can do it in the cloud, and we can do it cost efficiently. And what we can do out of the box as far as speech analytics that are usually a 5-figure pro serve engagement, and we do that out of the box with our seat licenses. So it's now something that anybody can take advantage of. Went on a ramble for you.
No, not at all. That's super powerful. And speaking of partner combo deals and wins, do you have any suggestions of what kind of questions or things that partners should be asking to help identify opportunities that might be a good fit for 8x8?
Absolutely. It's so funny you asked that. I literally just was on the phone this week with our VP of contact center for product development. And the question, one of the discovery questions, and again, I think that we all get, we're all a little scared to get out ahead of our skis from a technical standpoint. I'm not an expert, but how do you support your customers? And if partners can ask those questions, how do you support your customers? And even how do you support your internal customers? So, our IT team is an internal customer, or I'm a customer for our internal IT team. So how do you support them today? And, asking those questions is a really great segue into how they're routing in any sort of contact center environment. And it's a great conversation. And don't be afraid. I think one of the things with 8x8 and what we really are striving for is this one team approach. So our experts, we don't ask our partners to be experts on 8x8 and the technology stack. We always will bring in one of our field sales team representatives with an expert, a sales engineer, to have those conversations sitting sidecar with our partners. And we'll follow the lead, with our partners about how that sales motion needs to go. So we'll bring the expertise. We'll bring those contact center engineer experts to help dive into it. So, start the conversation, register an opportunity with 8x8 and we'll work with you together. So it's all about channel together with our partner opportunities.
Right, great. Yeah, absolutely. Our partners need to know, they're not alone. They don't need to be an expert. They just need to help try to identify pain points and where that 8x8 can kind of bring in the right resource and support them. And, speaking of, pain points or maybe a compelling event that leads a prospect to consider a hosted voice or a collaboration and contact center, that full technology stack. Are you seeing is there a specific vertical where you're seeing wins in? And then are there any underlying common pain points that really drive the 8x8 conversation?
Yeah, well, right now, we can't, we're smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, and I don't know if we're in the middle, if we're the beginning, we don't know. And so, one of the things that John Deloge, our SVP channel chief, he keeps talking about this golden age of communication for all the wrong reasons. And 8x8 was purpose built for this time. And while this is COVID, there's always going to be, you guys are on the East Coast, we've got hurricane season. I'm on the West Coast. We're in the middle of a firestorm. There was an earthquake 2 weeks ago. You never know what it is. Snow days, what happened? And now it's all about providing the ability to work from anywhere. And I think it was a nice to have pre-March. And now any business, every single business is looking at how they support how we're going to move forward. And I do think it's changed forever. And the ability to be able to work from home. I don't know when customers are going to go back to these huge buildings where they have hundreds and hundreds of employees on a single floor where we're all cube to cube to cube. So this is an opportunity. And if you're not talking with your customers about it today, and this is for the partner community, if they're not talking today, I guarantee you that there is another trusted advisor out there having those conversations. So don't leave them on the table.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Strike while the iron's hot and keep that in mind. And then, speaking of if partner wins, can you share, a success story or a case study of a recent big win that was channel focused? Maybe it was a combo win.
Absolutely. We actually had a great win with CNSG, and it was a it was a multi-location behavioral care organization. The total new business opportunity collectively was just about $25,000. So COVID hit out of the gate and they needed a fast, robust communication platform. So we were able to implement the UC out of the gate. They put the contact center on hold because they just needed to get all of their employees. Once everything settled down, and just actually recently, we were able to pick up the conversation together with the CNSG partner, and we were able to close that contact center. So we're still in the migration for that contact center, but that's a win with CNSG, and they are out there. So $25,000 is a huge opportunity. Again, combo deals are really sticky. We really pride ourselves at 8x8 to have leading leading the industry as far as our overall compensation, and that includes our spiff. So it's a really exciting time right now for the partner community. So there are deals out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we know our partners love spiffs, and right, having all the resources, being able to bring in 8x8 and have your dedicated solutions engineering, dedicated marketing, dedicated sales team. So they know they're not alone. They know that if they bring 8x8 into the conversation, they can get in front of their clients and have a powerful Magic Quadrant Gartner leading solution. And I was hoping you could kind of speak about some of the differentiators around 8x8 and kind of what makes you unique in the space.
Yeah, well, you just said, leading from a Gartner Magic Quadrant. We are the only provider, and I know a lot of people say it's a single technology stack, but let's peel back the onion there and see how those are aligned from partnerships and versus being homegrown, built into the technology. But 8x8 is the only one that can say we are an 8-time Magic Quadrant leader in the UC space, and then a 4-time Gartner Magic Quadrant for contact center. We are absolutely the only one that can say that. And I think that that's really, really important. We also, and I believe that all of the analysts have said that our approach to Microsoft Teams, that the numbers are all astounding. Is it 90 million? Is it 100 million users in the next couple of years? But we have created a seamless integration where we are the underlying enterprise calling with our 8x8 voice for Microsoft Teams. And you've seen a lot of announcements out there, but this is an approach that 8x8 decided. I mean, I swear, I think it was about a year ago that this was our plan of attack, and we have been developing it. We have got thousands and thousands of customers that are already on it today that have been trialing it and love what we're providing. So, I think that's another key differentiator. So we're not following behind and saying, oh yeah, us too. We're leading the charge there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Microsoft Teams, that's a great segue. We actually have, I want to let our partner community know, we have just released a new campaign in CNSG Smart, our sales marketing and relationship tool, which is our automated email marketing and account management, social media integrated tool. And we have a new campaign with 8x8 that's going to showcase that Microsoft Teams integration. And that's a ready plug and play email campaign for all of our partners. So partner community, be sure to check that out. And in closing, what's the best way for our channel partners to engage with 8x8?
Absolutely. So most of your channel partners today probably know their channel account manager. And the way that we're set up, very similar. We have channel account managers who are in territory. So if your partner's agency is headquartered in, say, New York City, they are going to roll up to John Haberman. He is in the New York metro area. But then holistically, we have a national channel manager who reports into me, my organization, Lori Potts. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So she is always available, and she can bring all of the people together. So, if you don't know anything, Lori Potts can be your one point of contact, and she can bring all of the resources. So, we're not experts in anything, but we can bring the resources. We can bring the deep bench of the 8x8 community to the table for our partners. So if you want to engage with us, it's a great place to start. You mentioned the campaigns that we're doing. I want to throw it out there. We have another world's largest Blitz Day, and we're having such tremendous success. And this is a plug for our 8x8 marketing, channel marketing. We did one in August. We created with our partners over $10 million in deal registration. So that's pipeline. And these are leads that we took. We bought intent data, for customers that were looking at different keyword searches. And then we took all sorts of statistics and we provide that to our partners. So it's a great opportunity. Look for those. We're going to be doing that series of Blitz Days, and we'll probably do one around contact center in the future. So it's a really great opportunity for the partner community. And we're really excited to be here. So, we really appreciate CNSG and the partnership.
Yeah, bottom line is, between the 8x8 team and the CNSG team, Lori Potts, our dedicated, channel manager with 8x8, we've got you covered. We'll get you the resources. You just have to uncover some of the pain points, and we'll help qualify and get these opportunities moving.